Welcome to the Cloud Retailer demo and pricing video. In this video, we're going to cover multiple parts of the Cloud Retailer liquor store profit system. You can see our various chapters listed out here that will be covered in this video. We'll kick it off with a quick introduction. We only work with independently owned beer, wine, and liquor stores in the United States. Cloud Retailer Liquor Store Profit System is supported by a team of 31 liquor store experts. That's 24/7 support. And those liquor store experts, that's not something you're going to get with other POS systems on the market that are not liquor store specific. This is point of sale plus, meaning this is more than just a traditional point of sale system. In fact, beer, wine, and liquor stores using the Cloud Retailer Liquor Store Profit System see a demonstrated increase in gross sales and profit, as well as a decrease in expenses. Generally about 3 to 5% is what most liquor stores are reporting to us. And Cloud Retailer Liquor Store Profit System is trusted by hundreds of liquor stores. And if you take all those liquor stores and add up their combined sales transactions, it is over $1 billion annually. So no small potatoes here. All right, next up, let's look at the POS operations in Cloud Retailer. So the nice thing about Cloud Retailer is the front end, or the cash register part of the software, is Windows based, meaning that it's not solely reliant on the internet. However, it is syncing every 60 seconds to the main cloud database. That's what this last sync means. So we have some custom buttons down the right hand side. We call those task pads. Those are programmed according to your specific needs in your beer, wine, or liquor store. And you get training. These are ridiculously easy to maintain, as far as the color, the size, what they say. If you want to have multiple buttons, multiple layers of buttons, you can do that. Likewise, if you're not doing keg rentals, if you're not doing, sales of ice, then those buttons just don't appear. We do have the ability to hold a transaction and recall a held transaction, which is always helpful. Someone forgets their purse, their wallet. You can help the next customer in line while they go retrieve their purse or wallet, or maybe they want to get some additional products. Cloud Retailer is also amazingly easy to train cashiers on. Basically, it's a very simple process. You scan the product, and then when we hit our subtotal, it's going to say, hey, that is an age-restricted product, and depending on the security settings, how you set up the software, it's going to require scanning an ID. Again, there's options here, for regular customers or people like me who are obviously several decades over the age of 21. But we'll just quickly scan an ID. And the cool thing here is I can use the same scanner for scanning products as well as scanning IDs. And it is going to notice that this customer is already in our loyalty program, so it will apply the appropriate loyalty discount. And then we hit subtotal, and we are taken to our tender screen. So that is amazingly easy. You'll notice another thing here with the dual pricing. We have a cash price and a card price. The idea here is this is used, again, by hundreds of liquor stores. It's an emerging trend over the last year or so. A way to pass through those credit card processing or those merchant services fees to your customers. And guess what? Consumers don't care. They are so used to wherever they go having to pay slightly more to use a credit card instead of cash. So we're going to say this person just paid with cash, say that they gave us 10 bucks, and it's going to automatically update the loyalty information. And then we are going to go to the transaction complete screen, and basically where that gives us is the option to print a receipt, email receipt, or no receipt. So within about 15 minutes, you can have a cashier ringing up customers, which is amazing to be able to train someone that quickly on a point of sale system. Likewise, there's some cool things if we get into returns. There is a barcode on the receipt. If we scan that, it will take us to that product, and then we can do things like maybe reprint the receipt, do a return, void a transaction. Again, this is all dependent on security settings. It's not like just every employee can go willy-nilly and do all this stuff. And we will cover the security settings in the software in just a few minutes. So that's mainly the POS side of the software. Again, the real cool thing is having that ease of being able to train someone so quickly. We know how quickly cashiers come and go in a retail environment. Liquor stores are no exception. And being able to have them up and running in 15 minutes is just amazing. Plus, still having the knowledge that the security settings are there. So, again, they can't just do whatever they please. All right, so that covers the point of sale side of the software. Next up, let's take a look at the inventory part of Cloud Retailer, specifically looking at products. So now we are looking at something that is purely cloud-based, which means you can access all your manager owner functions with any device, assuming it has a decent sized screen and you have internet access and a browser. So let's just quickly look up a product here since we were just selling some of that Cabernet. We're going to dive into that. There's our Sutter Home Cabernet. And we look at the product screen. A couple unique things about Cloud Retailer. One, besides departments and categories, we can have subcategories if you want to use that. We can tag products, which is a way to identify kind of a common characteristic of a product, but maybe it's not related to a department or category. So we've got like organic and closeout. There are a couple of examples. We do have alternate lookup codes or aliases. So if your supplier uses a different product number, you can tie that back to the main product. We will cover discounts and sales and promotions in a few moments. If we look at the product location information, we have our retail price, what sort of tax is applied to the product. And then we have A, B, and C pricing. This is one way to offer different pricing, maybe for your loyalty customers or maybe for wholesale. That's not the only option for wholesale. There's also ability to do like cost plus or other things if you're in a state that allows wholesale. We do have low bound or floor pricing, which is common in the liquor store industry. We have minimum and maximum quantities to keep on hand. We have a real cool button that I have not seen in other POS systems. It's called Do Not Allow Discounts at POS. So if you check this box on, say you have a hot product, maybe a new IPA or a new release from Tito's or something like that, you can get full profit, full margin, full markup on this product. No sense letting it be discounted if you know you can get full price. Maximize those margins. It's a hot product. So check this box and it will not be discounted. If you're multi-location, then we have a button here for if the product is available at specific locations. And maybe you have some clearance product. And so this is open-ended pricing, meaning it's going to prompt for the price at the register. And then we have our inventory information and our average cost. And we use first in, first out for costing. That also is very unique to POS systems. System is smart enough to know you got a case of Smirnoff at a certain price, but then you got another case of Smirnoff at a higher price. So again, Cloud Retailer is smart enough to track all that, maximize those margins. Right, then we get into our supplier information. You can have multiple suppliers for the same product. We have some additional information. If you do tasting events, this has been really cool. You can kind of prep the staff for maybe some various aspects or attributes of the wine or beer or whatever the tasting event is featuring. It's in the software, don't have to use it, but I've heard that folks who do tasting events really appreciate having that information handy. And then, of course, we have our product size information, and we have our KPIs at the bottom. This is really cool if you're just curious, sales trends, costing trends, what you have on hand, things like that. Just a really unique way to get a snapshot of what's happening with this product. Helps for planning. You know, Here in Idaho, they have a big event called a cherry festival. Yeah, I know it's Idaho. We scramble for anything for an event besides potato events. So there might have been a bump in sales because there was that cherry festival. So your store got a bunch of purchases of this product. So next year you don't need to stock up except before the cherry festival. And you probably have similar things that go on in your store, so it's nice to be able to plan for it. Next up, let's take a look at reporting in Cloud Retailer. So we are going to go to reports, and a real cool example of a report that's unique to Cloud Retailer is the below target margin report. So basically, this is a report that says, hey, these products are below what you've set for your margins. And it even gives you a suggested price so you can go in and adjust your price accordingly. Again, maximizing those profits is so critical. With liquor stores, a slight difference in profit margin can mean being able to take a vacation or hire a manager or struggling just to pay invoices. Another example of a cool report, or maybe just an example of a general report, is detailed sales with customer data. I use this report mainly to show, again, some of the cool things you can do in Cloud Retailer that you can't do in other POS systems. One, very simple, we can add columns to a report without having to completely back out and rerun the report. Likewise, we can remove columns from the report if we don't want them to show. And then we've got some fairly standard things and some fairly unique things. Obviously, reports can be saved, which is kind of cool. You tweak a report just how you want it to show, you can save it, kind of memorize it in a way. And then, like with most systems, you can export to a spreadsheet format, you can do a PDF, you can print. If anyone still has a printer, maybe you want to fax in a report to somebody, you can do that. A couple of really unique things you can do with the Cloud Retailer reports is you can set up a report as an alert, meaning if something happens in the business and you're not there, or maybe you are there, either way, say a cashier does a void, say cashier gives someone a 99% discount. Cloud Retailer will actually find that is happening and email you along with the details. That applies to most of the reports in Cloud Retailer. The other cool thing you can do with reports in Cloud Retailer, which I have not seen in any other POS system on the market, even ones that are not liquor store specific, you can have reports automatically run and be emailed to you or your bookkeeper or your manager, whomever. So just think about how much time you are spending running reports that you need daily, weekly, monthly. That can be automated. How much time is that saving you? That's just amazing that ability exists within Cloud Retailer. Now let's take a look at inventory management. So if we go into our tools and go to supplier purchase planning, and this is an AI tool that will help you generate orders. It will tell you what it thinks you should order. So you're not relying on that supplier rep with their iPad to tell you what you need to order. Now, you can still rely on them if you trust them, but you have the ability to cross check what they think you should be ordering. So let's just quickly run through one here because there's a couple of ways of doing it. So once we've decided on our suppliers and our location, we can calculate our quantity to order. Now we can do it just on those reorder points, those minimum stock levels. When I get down to 10 Smirnoff vodkas, I need to order 2 more cases, things like that. But we can also do it on product movement, past sales data. We're going to set a date range here. And this is extremely cool. And of course, Smart Cloud Retailer is smart enough to consider the quantity on hand, pending purchase orders, and if we're ordering in cases versus individual items. We want to round up to a full case. So Cloud Retailer is going to look at our data and it's going to calculate what we need to order. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to go back to Tools. Just helps give a little better visual on how this works. And Cloud Retailer created some purchase orders for me. Now, the nice thing is you can still human review. It's not like this is set in stone. You can go in and say, well, I don't need that many. Or maybe I just had a special promotion. I only need 4 of these. So again, you've got the ability to override what the computer tells you should be ordering. And again, Cloud Retailer is smart enough to know the difference between a case and an individual unit or individual items. And then we have the ability to print the PO, email it. There are some upload options depending on your supplier, and export to a spreadsheet, print to PDF. So that's pretty cool. We're going to cancel out of this because the other option we have in Cloud Retailer is the FinTech or a supplier integration. Now, I'm not talking about FinTech in financial terms. I'm talking about FinTech that facilitates ordering and invoicing between liquor stores and their suppliers. So if you're using the FinTech integration and that rep does create an order on their iPad, it's actually transmitted overnight to Cloud Retailer. And Cloud Retailer fact checks the purchase order. So what you'll have is when you come in the next day, the purchase order's already in the system. And so when the product comes in, you just have to go ahead and receive it. Pretty cool. There's a lot of POS systems where you have to hand key in purchase orders. If you're using FinTech or a supplier integration with the Cloud Retailer Liquor Store Profit System, just think how many labor hours are saved by not having to hand key or rekey in a purchase order. Just another example of how Cloud Retailer helps liquor stores increase profits and decrease expenses. All right, next up is security settings in Cloud. In any retail environment, employee theft shrinkage accounts for about half of all retail theft. That's according to the National Retail Federation. So we've built in some amazing security settings that can really lock down what employees can and cannot do within the Cloud Retailer Liquor Store Profit System. So let's just take a look. We're going to go to Manage Employee Roles. So this is role-based security. The advantage here is what an employee can and cannot do in Cloud Retailer is set by their title. Are they a cashier? Are they a manager? Are they a shift supervisor? Are they the owner? Just have 3 examples set up here. You can obviously create more. according to your needs. But the cool thing here is you can go through and really lock down what a person can and can't do within Cloud Retailer. I think probably the best examples are, can they cancel transaction? Can they close? Can they do voids? Can they do returns? There's just an amazing number of things just to give you peace of mind who has control within the software. Next up in our demo is label printing. So this is when you want to print price tags, shelf tags. Most liquor stores use shelf tags. Here's another thing that is extremely unique to Cloud Retailer that will save you time and money. You have the ability to have the system prompt you to print shelf tags, price tags, based on different things that have happened. There's a new product, description change, size change, price change, sale price, all that stuff. And the system will queue up those labels. Again, it's just an amazing time saver. Thinking, how much time do you spend right now maintaining the shelf tags? Whether you're doing it by hand, a third-party app, um, a little pricing gun, however you do it, having a system that's smart enough to do that, what's that, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, feels like an eternity hours a week, it's all there. Next up in our demo, we are looking at sales and discounts. Now, I know a lot of you, some of your states have very restrictive rules, regulations, laws when it comes to enticement, so you can't do a lot of sales and promotions. For those of you who can, Cloud Retailer has an amazing, amazing ability to do sales and discounts. So let's take a look at one. And we're going to do custom discounts. And you're going to get some free training here. So this is creating a new custom discount. One thing I've seen in a lot of liquor stores is happy hour pricing. Now you don't have to be this specific, but it just shows the amazing ability of Cloud Retailer to really drill into what you can offer for when it comes to sales and promotions. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is add in which products, and I'm just going to keep it simple for the sake of showing in a demo here. And then we're going to create a name, which I already did, happy hour promotion. We can set a date range, and let's just say it runs now through, let's go through the day before New Year's Eve. Again, you don't have to get this specific, but it's just amazing that all this is within the software. So we can say it's only applicable on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm going to uncheck Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Start time, what's a good time for a happy hour? About 3 o'clock or so? Let's call it 3 o'clock. So from 3 p.m. to 5, we'll just do that. So basically this promotion will run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 3 until 5. And then we get to pick what type of discount we're offering. I'm going to keep this simple. We're just going to say it's a % off, but you can see there's a lot of other options here, especially like a price level, that A, B, and C pricing, cost plus, but we're just going to do % off. We'll type in, let's make it a nice even 10%. We can require the quantity, if it's based on units or size. If there's a requirement, again, a lot of this is optional. You don't have to drill this deep, but the capabilities are there to create a real specific type of sale or promotion like this happy hour one that we're doing. Double dipping, that's a key one. Maybe you have a senior day or veterans day. You don't want someone to get happy hour and a senior discount. So we can block it from happening. that magic, we don't want to apply it to that hot product that we have that we know we can get full margin on. And then what that 10% is based off of, is it the current price, things like that. And then we just have to save it, and we've created a discount. Again, you get more detailed training when you sign on with the system, but there in about 5.5, 6 minutes, we covered how to do a very detailed promotion discount. So, very cool. All right, our next topic is the end of day reports. This is a common one that folks want to see because they want to know what type of data and information they're going to get at the end of day. So this is pretty amazing. For those of us who came from the cash register era, we basically got about something like this first column on our Z reports. But Cloud Retailer just goes above and beyond even what other liquor store specific POS systems on the market offer. I was just on site with a couple of new customers that switched from Empower. One is on Spirits. I think they call it Spirits 2000. Just amazing how much more Cloud Retailer offers when it comes to drilling in to the nitty gritty financial details, but presents it in a way that you can get a good snapshot information, and then you can choose to drill deeper. So we have shift information, some sales information, nice little sales by hour bar graph, who's done discounts, if there's been any voids, any returns, any negative quantities, you know, item corrections. Now you say, hey, whoa, what's an item correction? Why did Kevin do that item correction? We can click on the transaction detail right here. We can see what they did. Pretty cool. Didn't have to ask Kevin why he did that. We can see by just clicking on the link in the report. And then tax, cancel transactions, credit cards by type, and manually inventory adjustments. A lot of this is blank because this is a demo, but the idea here is you can see it would provide the information as well as a link so you can see exactly what happened. Extremely cool. Okay, a couple of last quick things. Appreciate everyone hanging in there while we went through the software. We have some state-specific features and functions, specifically the reports that are required for stores, obviously not liquor stores in Pennsylvania, this is a control state, but the beer distributors reports and things like that in Pennsylvania, specific reports that are required in Kansas. We do support the Washington State volume tax for both wholesale and retail, because Washington State taxes the heck out of everything and does it in a very unique way. We also have the Washington State reporting. If you are in Texas, we have those fun Comptroller TABC RITS or RITS reports, as well as stamp tracking when you're doing wholesale in Texas. And we are working on being compliant with the California bottle bill that came out in early 2024, which adds a whole new slew of requirements when it comes to being a liquor store in California. And finally, I know you've been waiting for this. Just how much is Cloud Retailer? You're like, okay, we just sat through a whole demo. How much is this doggone thing? All right, so if you are an established liquor store, that means you're an existing liquor store, you're doing at least 750,000 in annual gross sales. The upfront cost is $980, and then it's $0 per month. That 980 is for the hardware per checkout lane. So if you've got two checkout lanes, just double the price. That does require that you're using the dual pricing through proof payments. That price includes the hardware, computer, touchscreen monitor, customer facing display, cash drawer, receipt printer, barcode and ID scanner. Obviously includes the software. It includes a backup 3-in-1 payment terminal. So that's a little device. If your internet hiccups, it will connect to a cell phone or a tablet and allow you to use cell data to process credit card transactions or accept payment via credit card. And being that cloud retailer, POS can run without the internet. That means you are nearly fully functional in being able to still ring up customers if your internet goes down. That price also includes basic data transfer from an existing POS system. When I say basic, that means we're going to transfer over your inventory, product, and customers. We are not going to transfer over historical information like past purchase orders or customer purchase history. Now, that option is available for some POS systems, but additional costs because it takes time to dig in there and manipulate all the data and get it converted over into Cloud Retailer. That price also includes unlimited free training. We have community-based training, which means there are live training sessions weekly that you join in along with other liquor stores across the country to attend the training. So, hey, you get to train with other people who are in the liquor store biz. Again, that's unlimited and free. So if you hire a new cashier, you can just send them, say, here, sign up for this online training session next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We also have multiple open office hour sessions. So one of our experts, one of our trainers, will have an on-demand online meeting. People can just join in and ask questions. Tell me another POS system that offers that. Got a question? Join in. Additionally, you also have 24/7 free access to our online help desk that has literally thousands of self-help articles, videos, etc. for folks who want to do a little troubleshooting or self-learning. You have access to that. There is no paywall, there is no registration. If you do register, there's some advanced functionality as far as being able to participate in user forums, as well as submit support tickets and check on the status of a support ticket. All right. Beyond that, we have some additional add-ons that are available for Cloud Retailer. We have the loyalty program. There's a wholesale module. Allows you to do those wholesales and set special pricing for your wholesale customers and then invoice them. Again, that varies by state whether you can do invoice or COD, but we have a wholesale module. We already kind of touched on the state-specific reports. We have the ability, if you need a shelf tag printer, we have that available. We also have a handheld device, which is great for physical accounts, purchasing and receiving. We kind of touched on that fintech integration, which is an amazing time saver. We have delivery integrations with, like Uber Eats, DoorDash, if you're into that side of things. We have a QuickBooks integration, also called our accounting integration, that works with both QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. If you're into e-commerce, we have amazing integrations with SalesHive and BottleCaps. Those are probably the two biggest players in the liquor store market or liquor store vertical. And finally, we do have multi-location modules. We do have customers, even though they're independently owned, that have, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 locations. Cloud Retailer can handle that. So final note, you're looking at this and saying, well, I'm a new store, or my store is only doing, 400 or 500,000 a year in annual gross sales. So it looks like I don't qualify for that 980. Or maybe you're not interested in dual pricing, although that is a rarity these days with consumers being so accepting of being able of having to pay more for using a credit card. Or maybe you're saying, I'm really happy with Heartland, TSYS, First Data, or whomever I use for my processing or merchant services company. I want to keep using them. Again, that rarely happens because usually a quick little statement review will show that you shouldn't be happy with them. Now, a valid one is maybe you have some compatible hardware. You're like, well, gee, I just bought, a new Windows 11 Professional. I just got a new Epson receipt printer. I just got a new Logic Controls customer facing display. I don't want to have to repurchase hardware. Well, any of those situations or combination of those situations, just get in touch with us. We can work something out that works for you. So, how do you reach out to us, you're saying? Well, the easiest thing is to email sales@cloudretailer.com. You can visit our website at cloudretailer.com or give us a call, 888 267 7483. And for those of you who made it to the end of the video, we thank you for watching and look forward to learning more about your goals for the coming year and how we can help you increase profits and decrease expenses.